Now the Textbroker made a bunch of adjustments to its system. The profile that you have on your account is more important than ever. So we want to make sure that everything's filled out correctly to attract clients and teams. I'm Michael with WriterSanctuary, and today we're going to take a look at the Textbroker profile and what you can do to improve your chances in 2020. Now, before we get started, if you find the video informative, hit the like button. And for more videos covering Textbroker, you can always subscribe if you haven't already. And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can always hit me up on social media or use the now fixed contact form on WriterSanctuary.com. Okay, so let's just jump right into it and see what we can do for our Textbroker profile. Okay, so and I can see that my extended profile is at 88% complete. I know a bunch of you out there can't hit the 50% mark, and that's not really all that bad. The way that the Textbroker completes its form is how much information you add to it. So just because you hit 30, 40, 50% doesn't mean that you're not going to be able to attract clients. But the more information you have available, the easier it is to get these clients and teams. So in the general info, you can see that I added just like a basic resume. I have it set to show my private profile to clients that I have a resume, which means no contact information. So I can kind of mention what I'm doing, but not really go into detail about what companies I work for. You don't have to go into too much detail, but do highlight some of your key points, especially if you're focusing on a specific niche. Like I'm going to go ahead and add in my most recent contact marketing team lead of a prominent web hosting company. And then I'm going to add all the different things that I do for that company. Of course, if anybody watches these videos, it'd be pretty easy for them to find who I am. Now the next tab is your abilities. Now, a newer section that Textbroker added is the Industry Experience tab. Now, as you can see, I don't have anything on that. That's because I filled the abilities part of my Textbroker profile out like 7 years ago. And I really haven't added much to it since, and I really should. But I've been so busy with private clients that I really haven't had time to really jump into Textbroker much. So I'm hoping to change some of that this year, but that depends on how busy I am. Let's go ahead and add Industry Experience and see if we can change our 88% to go up a little bit. So I'm going to edit. What experience do I have? Well, thanks to my background, I do have data entry, office management, administrative support, executive support, filing records management. That's because I owned my own company twice in the past. One of them was for 4 years, and the only reason why we had to close it down is because, well, that's what happens when you put a computer center in the middle of a city that has a population of 250. So we didn't do too bad on online sales, but that's a long story for another time. Needless to say, I got screwed. But thanks to that 4 years of experience, I've done all of these things. I was the CEO, and I managed 3 other people below me, so I've done it all. So make sure you pick the 10 most important for what you're trying to do in Textbroker. So if you want to focus on something like, well, IT and support software, then you'd want to go through it first. So now that we have our abilities, we'll go ahead and hit save. And what does that do? We're still at 88% complete. But on the upside, now anybody searching for any of these abilities knows how to find me. So what I'm probably going to do later is go through and fine tune my most important ones to add to this list because you can only have so many. Then you have your writing samples. These are, you get 3 of these. And Textbroker will tell you how many you have available so you can go ahead and keep track of that. But it's 3. So you want to use writing samples, create content that you want to focus more on. Just give people like a sample of what you can do. Like if you want to focus purely on product descriptions, then you'd want to add those to it. I focus mostly on blog posts, which is why I have this one here, and I think this one was a product description for Insulad. A lot of these are kind of old, so I'm going to go ahead and change these at some point this year. I would suggest that you create a new writing sample every 6 months because the more you write, the better your skills are going to become. And so you want to always have your best foot forward. So if you create new writing samples every 6 months, it's a reflection of your advancement in learning. Because I guarantee if you put in a lot of effort into writing content mills or private clients or anything like that, even blogging, your skills are going to advance quickly. Of course, it also depends on how much time you put into it. And now we're going to go into languages. I'm only fluent in English. I'm sorry. It's my first native language. Understand very well. Advanced writing. Then a writing sample. You can add writing samples to any of the languages that you can do. I know bits and pieces of like 9 different languages, but not enough to write fluently. But if you can, make sure you add your writing sample and do the best job you can. If I could add more languages, I can almost guarantee that my percentage would go up, but I only have English. So now we go on to our interest tab. And the interest tab, they added new things for interests, which wasn't there when I first created my account. I did add a miscellaneous part. It looks like I can add more, so I'm going to go ahead and add another one. General topic, let's see, we're going to say website content. And I'm going to go ahead and put in WordPress usage. And then I'm going to add my description real quick. Okay, and now that I have my interest here, I'm going to go ahead and hit save. I have to select the category, idiot. So we're going to say it's products and services because I do both for WordPress. Then we'll go ahead and hit save button. And there we go. Now I have 1, 2, I got a couple. And my extended profile is still only at 88%. Now I'm not sure if this will change later on when you add more stuff to it, or when Textbroker has to verify what I just wrote, because you don't want to, they have to make sure that you're not putting in anything bad. So after it's done pending, I wonder if it'll go ahead and clear it and add more to it. But I would suggest go ahead and adding more interest just to be on the safe side, because there's all kinds of things that clients would come to Textbroker for. I've done content for health and fitness sites, travel. I've written about Machu Picchu. I've done content for time card machines. So just about anybody will come to Textbroker looking for quality writers. And so you want to add as much as you possibly can. So like I will go through and add more interest at a later date, but you always want to make sure it's full. And lastly, we have the travel tab. And this is where places you've been in the world. You can put just about anywhere. So again, you want to pick somewhere that you have the most qualifications for writing about. Like if somebody wanted me to write something about Denver, that's obviously going to be a winner because I live here. But if somebody wanted me to write something about Los Angeles, I could do it because I lived there for 6 months, and I could probably push my way through it because I do a lot of research anyway, and I can make just about any piece of content look like I came from that place. But add in all the places that you have been to, or that you have interest in, or that you know a lot about. Because like I said, people are going to be searching for writers who come from specific locations or have specific backgrounds, so you want to make sure that you cover all of your bases. So there you have it. It's pretty basic and easy to set it all up. You just got to make sure that you have everything you can possibly think of about your career added to Textbroker. This is especially true since Textbroker fine-tuned their search abilities, so now clients can look for specific interests or specific industries. So if you have experience with WordPress, put it down. But when it comes to certain aspects, make sure that you focus more on what you want to get out of the system, like your interests or your abilities. Because like I said, there's a few things that I picked there that I'm not the best at, but I can do. But there's probably other ones in there that I'm much better at. And so since I can only have 10, I want to go through to make sure that I pick the 10 best that will help me land a client. Because the more fluent and efficient you are in a certain ability, the more likely someone's going to send money your way. So how far can you get your extended profile in Textbroker? Leave in the comments down below. I'm hoping that by adding some of those interests that my percentage will go up. But like I said, it really doesn't matter all that much if you can't hit a certain percentage. Obviously, the more information you have, the better are your chances of landing a client. But you don't want to lie, and a lot of people will base more on your writing samples anyway. So you want to make sure that you're doing great samples and that you're providing the best quality work you can. Even at 33%, you can still land some good clients and some good teams. But I don't think I've ever heard of anybody being able to hit 100% on their profile. If you have, leave a comment down below. I'd love to meet you. I would like to know how you did it. I bet if I added more languages, I probably could, but I don't know any other languages that I can write and read fluently, so I'm a lot of loss there. But if you find the video informative, hit the like button. If you want to learn more about Textbroker, freelance writing, WordPress, or anything else I cover, hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. I think that's going to do it for me today. I'll see you later. If you found the video informative, hit the like button. For more information about Textbroker, freelance writing, WordPress, or anything else I cover, hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the notification. I was doing so good. If you find the video informative, hit the like button. If you want, but if you want,